Okay. Buju Minogekajab, Mushkine Wasakek, Indigo, Darcy Jones, Indigenous Kajanganashimang, Mong Nindodem, Kuching Nindonji, Fort Francis and Da, Gawije, Odama Ad, Abenujia, Ji-Anishinaabemowin, Danoki. My name is Darcy Jones. I work with Waking Up Ojibwe Anishinaabe Moda. My spirit or native name is Mushkine Wasakeg. And you'll actually see if you're looking around at the people who are on with you, there's actually another Mushkine Wasakeg. It's me. My computer does not like me. So I'm on my iPhone and I have sent my presentation to Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa here. So just forewarning, my computer does not like me, does not like Zoom. I have a new computer coming soon. So yeah, that's just my little warning there. I am Loon Clan. I am from Couchiching First Nation. I live in Fort Francis. And yeah, my title is Gawije Odama Ara Benujia Ji-Anishinaabemowin. And there's no actual English title or English translation for my job. It's like the one who plays with children in order for them to learn the language. That is, good morning, Jess. That is my job. So I go into our partnered centers. Good morning, Wawatiki Shikuk. I go into our partnered centers and work with learners and educators, trying to convince everyone to use the language as much as possible. We create resources, resource guides, activities, lots of online PD, talking with ECEs, and just trying to convince everyone to use the language as much as possible. That is my job, and I absolutely love it. I've been here for about 1 year, and it's my dream job. And I just started learning Anishinaabemowin. Yeah, disclaimer. I just started learning Anishinaabemowin not too long ago. I grew up learning French, and I still speak a little bit in Petit Peu, just a little bit. And I started out at Aboriginal Head Start. I think I seen Dana here. I literally would sit at circle time with the little kids and listen to Dana Ward and Charity McMahon teaching these little kids, these little 3-4-year-olds, Anishinaabemowin. And I would learn with them. I think the big thing that stands out for my language learning journey is how humbling it is. It's always humbling. And even when I think I know, I feel like I know lots, or I feel like I can share lots, there's always so much more I can learn and share. And that's why I love it so much. So this is Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa, Ji-Anishinaabemowin, VII and negation session. This is like a really basic introduction to verbs and nouns and negation. And I don't think I was supposed to do this one, and I ended up taking it on, and this is a little above my what I'm comfortable teaching. I've taught different things about to ECE classrooms. I've also done like creating Anishinaabemowin songs, which is kind of like my niche. I love making songs for kids. But this one was a little out of my comfort zone, and it really pushed me. I enjoy speaking online and in public. I was saying to Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa, I'm a little nervous, and I'm usually pretty calm and chill. Like Ninda Boys, I'm a little bit sweaty right now. I will let you know that. I'm trying to slow myself down. I can talk and talk and talk very fast and for a long time. So I'm trying to slow myself down. So here we go. Yeah, this is just a little introduction to Anishinaabe Moda. This is through language initiative is through Seven Generations Education Institute, where I'm sitting right now, Say It First and Rainy River District School Board. And then shout out to our Get to See Menanning Committee, which is a committee of fluent speakers from our 10 First Nations. And they get together and meet and discuss different language strategies, activities, and all that kind of stuff. So all of our resources and all of the stuff we do is really spearheaded by fluent speakers. We have translators on hand as well to help with everything. So it's not just some learners throwing some stuff together. We really do come together as a team and as a community, as Treaty 3, and work together to make this all happen. And this is our strategy. The main goal, the big, giant, big goal is to get Anishinaabe-Mowin revitalization back in the home. And we do this through lots of partnerships and lots of different programs and activities throughout the year. So I work with like the family and communities and early childhood education, a little bit of elementary. My coworker Jess here works with secondary students in a mentor learner program, which is absolutely amazing. She works with three students who are in three students in high school, and they learn Anishinaabe-Mowin. She teaches it to them through different modules and different learning activities. And then eventually they get paired with a fluent speaker and they learn that way. There's also Brittany Hunter who does the same thing, and it's just an amazing program. We have, partnerships with the Rainy River District School Board, as well as a little bit with the Catholics. So we work with those teachers in elementary and secondary. We have the post-secondary program with Rob Horton, and he has students in his class, and it's a 3-year certificate program, and they're learning so much Anishinaabe-Mowin. That's another amazing program. Wawa-Tegishiguk is working with the AFP program, which is I messed this one up yesterday, Anishinaabe-Mowin Fluent Speaker Program, Facilitator Program. There we go, I got it. And so she found some fluent speakers from all over Treaty 3, and she's teaching them how to teach and how to facilitate programs. And our main goal is just to get the language out there as much as possible. And one of our ideas this year was these monthly PDs. So miigwech for joining me. Okay, so this is our schedule. And another disclaimer, a lot of this stuff I'm teaching you. I was taught by Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa as well as Pei Bombinez, and I take a lot of online classes, online courses just as much. I take in everything I can, but a lot of this stuff is Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa. And I will share later her presentation and her stuff. And I took her stuff and kind of manipulated it so it's a little more Darcy and a little less Carissa. So this is our schedule for the day. And that's why Carissa would probably have like a fancy word here, but we're just going to do a whole bunch of verb stuff at first and go through some verb stuff that may or may not be relevant to you, but it's how we teach, and eventually you'll get it if you don't already have it already. We'll have some practice with it. I love songs. I have a horrible singing voice. I'm not joking when I say I think I'm tone deaf, but we have some songs that we'll teach and sing that goes along with VIIs, Quizlet and a break, and some more verb stuff that'll make fun, I promise. Breakout room competition, because I feel like most people learn well under pressure. So this will definitely be an under pressure one. And then we have a Kahoot, because everyone seems to love Kahoots. And we will give away a prize for, I think, first place in the Kahoot, since there's not very many people here today. So that's our schedule. Again, if you have any questions or comments, or something's not working or doesn't sound right, doesn't make sense, stop me at any time, message in the group chat. I'm not the best at looking at the group chat while I'm presenting, but Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa and Jess and Gishiguk, I'm sure we'll be checking in on it every once in a while. And if you can also private message us if need be. So this is the verb stuff that we are starting with. So Anishinaabe nouns. They split them up into two categories. There's animate and inanimate. And this is similar, if anyone's ever learned French before, to like the female male version of splitting them up. It's just a way to categorize them. So there's animate nouns, and those are things you would assume are animate, like humans, like things that breathe, and they go into singular and plural. And then there's inanimate, but there's some stuff where you think would be inanimate versus animate, and it doesn't always make sense. And we're going to practice this a little bit. I was just saying yesterday that things like a river, where I would think is like the most alive thing ever, just full of life, is actually inanimate. And this is something you just need to practice and get used to. And I'm still not fully there. Once in a while, I can remember if things are animate versus inanimate. And a lot of times I'm on Ojibwe People Dictionary. I'm not even embarrassed to say, probably like 30, 40 times a day. I wish I was joking, but I am not. So it's just something that we have to practice and remember. And for right now, we're just going to focus on the animate and the singular and plural right here. So animate over here, ekwe and ekwe-wug, girls, or women and multiple women. We're going to focus on these boxes over here, makak and makakun. This is what we're going to be focusing on today. So just remember this: inanimate, singular and plural. Ignore this other side, scratch that out. Just focus on this inanimate nouns over here. And this is, so we took remember the inanimate from the last slide, bring it down here to this VII. So we're focusing on VII, which stands for verb, inanimate, intransitive. There's 4 different types of verbs that we can use. I'll quickly go over them, but I don't want to confuse anyone or get off track. But I'll go through these. So VII, verb, inanimate, intransitive. Inanimate is that type of noun. Intransitive describes a state of being, which means it's not affecting anybody or anything else. It's just being. So miskwa, it is red. We're talking about this inanimate object, which is this box, the macaque. Miskwa, it is red. It's a sentence to itself, very simple, and that is the VIIs that we're going to be working with today. The next step up is VAIs, which is verb, animate, intransitive. So this is where we would talk about animate verbs being intransitive, again, not affecting anyone else. So this is miskoze, so he or she is red. And it's talking about an animate noun, but it's still not affecting or doing anything to anyone else. It's just being, it's a sentence by itself, miskoze, he or she is red. VTI is the next one, verb transitive inanimate. So this is when miskwa dise, he or she dyes this box, this inanimate box red. So it's affecting something is affecting something else. And that's where we get that transitive from. Some of my letters are cut off. Oh, how's that? That should probably be better. And then VTA, verb, transitive, animate. So 2 animate things are affecting each other. So again, all of that, if you don't know that stuff, you don't have to know that stuff right now. We're just going to focus right here on that VII, the miskwa, that red box. So what are some things that are inanimate? I have a little video for you, and it's from one of our Waking Up Ojibwe books. And that's something that I kind of struggle with because I want to know all the answers. And when I'm learning things, I just want to know it all. And sometimes I can't, but I need to wrap my head around some things. So I was like, what are lists of some inanimate verbs? Well, we have a fancy schmancy book here being read by a fluent speaker, and it's the Inanimate Book of Opposites. So we're going to listen to it right now. Oh, you know what? I don't think I shared my sound. I'm going to play this and see if you guys can hear it first. Yes? Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Avança, expõe, tomação, que joga me dá, aqui vamos, onde manata, muscalar, kewa, tibicat, kijigat, peanut, winner, tabar, pate, cachorro, maçã.
So in that book, some of the things that we seen are inanimate. So flower, bowl, car, cup, table, canoe. Those are all nouns that are inanimate. Like I said, I visit the Ojibwe People's Dictionary multiple times a day. So if we were to go in here and search up we'll do table, which was in the book, which was in the inanimate book. So we know that it is inanimate, but if we wanted to double check, or if you forget in the future, you can go to the Ojibwe People's Dictionary. And right here beside it is a little NI and shows you inanimate noun. So we know that what we're going to learn about today can be applied to a table. It is inanimate. Also, those words that were in the book about it being high or far away, those types of things, those words can't be used to describe animate. So if I wanted to say like he or she is strong, that's an animate. So that would be a completely different word. So we have to make sure that we stick with inanimate nouns. I'm going to copy this link. And I want you all to go open up the Ojibwe People's Dictionary and look around your house or your office or wherever you are and try to figure out what around you is inanimate. So I'm going to look around and I'm looking at a chair right now. And I want to see if I can use these words in this lesson to describe it. So chair, inanimate. So a chair can fit this lesson. And once you find it, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it into the chat. And if everyone can do the same thing and throw it in the group chat. So then we have a list of nouns, inanimate nouns that we can pull from and use. Perfect. So a typewriter, computer, we know is inanimate. Cup, noggins, is inanimate. So take a little bit of time and look around and see what you can find being inanimate and put it in the group chat for everybody to share. Here we go. That's super interesting, Sarah. And I'm not sure that why that is. Negation-Aawaa. My goodness, a lot.
It's just probably a difference in areas. So sometimes different areas have different nouns that are animate or inanimate. So like down south, I believe potato is also animate, whereas it's inanimate for us. Orange is opposite, like the actual fruit. So there's a few different words that change. So depending on the area that you're in, you might have different understandings if it's inanimate or animate. Car is another one too.
That changes?
Yeah.
Yeah. We always like to say on our resources and when we're talking to doing like PDs and stuff, the best thing you can do is reach out to your local fluent speakers because they have all the knowledge and all the knowledge for your area. Perfect. Oh, rug. I like that one. Perfect. So we have a cool list there of all these inanimate nouns. So now maybe when we're going forward, you can think of one of these things and keep it in your head. It always helps me to picture objects while we're going through all of the stuff. Raspberry, yeah. Strawberry is animate. Is strawberry animate? Really? Not in our area?
Not in our area, and
Not in
I believe raspberries animate in our area.
So there are going to be a little bit of differences, and I just know the strawberry one because I used it in a further slide. I'm like, oh my goodness, did I mess up? But we're just going to go from what I know in the Ojibwe People's Dictionary because I can't mess it up that bad. Alrighty. Miigwech for everybody who answered. So this is our focus list, and I use these words because, first of all, some of them came out of our books, some of them were in Negation-Aawaa's presentation, and then also the endings are a little bit different on them, I believe, and that will come into play in a little bit. So we always say that one of the fun things about Zoom is that you can talk and you can sing and you can repeat words in the comfort of your office or your own home. And you can practice while I say the words and you can say them back. So we're going to go through them. Wabishka. Say Wabishka, it is white. Ozawa. Ozawa, it is yellow. Mesqua. Mesqua, it is red. Agasin. Gasin, it is small. Icha. Icha, it is big. Kakaka. Kakaka, it is square. Apid-Kinnikwat. Apid-Kinnikwat, I don't know if I'm saying that one right. It is heavy. Mashkawa. Mashkawa, it is strong. Wakiwan. Wakiwan, it is weak. Binad. Binad, it is clean. And Weenad, it is dirty. So we're going to use this list and I'm going to show you some pictures and you can either type in the group chat or you can unmute yourself. And I would really love it if you would unmute yourself and tell me some words that describe it. So you don't have to go off. I would like you to use this list, keep it in positive and just simply describe it. No trick questions here. Very, very simple. Did I spell Wabishka wrong? No? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Putting it in the chat so people had it.
Oh, Miigwech. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And these words are also known as A form or independent form because they stand alone. This one word, this Ozawa, it is yellow, makes a sentence all to itself, and that will come into play a lot as we go forward. So just remember A form or independent. This is a whole sentence, whole thought to itself. So the first one, and I don't want to know what it is. I mean, if you know what it is, that's cool. But how can we use this focus list to describe it? So either unmute yourself or put it in the chat. How can we describe this picture?
Agasin.
Agasin. It is small.
Wabishka.
Wabishka. It is white. Binadina. Is it clean? It looks very clean. Oh, go ahead, Jess.
Binat.
Yeah, it is very clean for being outside. Nice and white. Okay, next one. Again, unmute or white or write it in the group chat. How can we describe this?
Ka.
Ka. Yeah, it is square.
Wabishka.
Wabashka. Yeah, it is white.
Agasin.
Sin, it is small. Yeah. One more.
Micha.
Micha. It is big. Very big.
Sorry. Apitiniguad.
Apitiniguad. Yeah, it is very heavy.
Oh, any girl.
Wabashkana. Is it white? Yeah. I guess you could say Mashkawa. It is strong. Carries lots of people in the sky. Ishpaming. So we can use this focus list, these words here, to describe lots of different things. It is singular and it is positive, these words, singular and positive. So you can only describe one object and you're saying what it is. You can't describe multiple objects and you can't describe what it isn't, but that's where we're going to get into conjugations and going forward. But these words are what we're going to use going forward and going to keep referring back to in this lesson or session. Miigwech for those of you that participated. I love when people participate and unmute themselves. Feels like I'm not just talking to myself for 2 hours. What other types of sentences do we know that can stand alone, that are in A form? Oops. Well, I kind of gave it away there. I didn't mean to click it that early, but anin is away back agwajing. So if you know what that means, there's also words that we can use that describe the weather, and they are also A form and they fit into these conjugation patterns as well. So I'm going to, we're going to watch this Vimeo. Back. And we're going to watch all these words that also fit into this conjugation pattern, this VII works. Yeah. Okay.
Just again, Jesus. Give me one. Kika. Soppa. Kuka. Sana. Noten. Shante. Anyway, Tupuan. Minagishiga. Minotipikat. Minoshie Bataguchi.
I love that Vimeo for two reasons. One, our illustrator Tim has just came so far. That was probably one, I would assume, one of his first-ish books. And then just to see how far he's come is amazing. I just love his drawing style. And I always try to give Tim Smith a shout out whenever I can. He's amazing and such an asset to our team. And then another reason why I like that video is I miss Kelvin. I miss our translators. We're not fully back into the office just with COVID-y things, and our translators are very special people. We don't want anything bad to happen to them. So they're working from home for a little bit longer, but I miss Kelvin and his low voice. Funny story about, well, not about Kelvin, but that has to do with Kelvin. I was talking to an ECE grad who works at UNFC now, and she was saying she took a class with Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa, and all of their work, if there was sound being used, it was Calvin who would demonstrate this stuff through voice recordings. And she was saying that one of the first things they learned was her introduction. So like her name and her clan and that kind of stuff. And she said that whenever she does her introduction, she always talks in a really low voice because she's used to hearing Calvin's voice, like teaching her how to do things. So she was like, whenever I speak Ojibwe, my voice goes really low, like Calvin. But he does have such a nice voice. So if you noticed in that book, that Zogipun, it is snowing, kind of follows that same focus list from before. So that it is white, it is yellow, it is big, just like it is windy, it is snowing, it is raining. It follows that same A form, independent form setup. So it's a standalone sentence, and we can use this going forward doing conjugations. We're there. No, no, nope. So keeping that in mind as we go forward, that that weather fits into all of this as well. All right, so we're going to listen to some songs and practice singing some songs. And actually, sorry, me and Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa, we're trying to find some A form VII songs, and we actually don't have too many, which is weird. But I guess when we're making up songs, we're usually doing things, which means it's transitive, and we're usually talking about animals or people, which is animate. So that's something going forward, making this presentation, that I think I want to attempt to make some VII based songs, but I did find two that might be able to help you. So this is our translator Rose, Ji-Anishinaabemowin, What Does It Look Like? So we're gonna listen to it right now.
Ani Nejinagok Makate Ozawa Wabechia Ani Nejinagok Makate Wabishka.
Oh, yeah, that was Rose Tuesday. No, Marilyn Copenes, sorry. Marilyn Copenes singing that song. Again, one of our translators. They do not like to use their voice or sing very much. So this is a very special song because we actually have Marilyn singing. And that's just talking about like different colors and how to describe something with those colors. So there's that one. And then there's also this one, which is weather. I think it's Hope singing it. So here's all of this. I'm going to take this and put it into the chat so you have it and you can look at it while we listen to it.
Zoogipon, Zoogipon, Nuden, 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 Nungu, Nodin, Nuden, Nungu. Give me one, give me one, give me one, Nungu. G-I-M-I-W-A-N, give me one, Nungu. Bejaquad, 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 Nungu. M-I-Z-H-A-K-W-A-D, Bejaquad, Nungu.
So that was Hope. She was a language educator, instructor, student that I think Waking Up with Ojibwe had visited them quite a few times in the past. I think she's kind of moved on to some other things, but she is an amazing source out of Minnesota, amazing resource, and just shared so many songs with us. And this is one that I like to use in class pretty regularly. And I'm going to ask you guys to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, and we're going to try this song, and I'm going to try it with you. Like I said, I am tone deaf. I'm not. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. But I'm going to sing. I'm going to start it off. In the chat, I put some of the weather ones, and you can pick your own. Are there any volunteers who want to try singing today with me? You can keep your camera off. You can raise your hand if you feel like singing, feel like practicing with me. Is that a raised hand, Wawatikishiguk, or is it just a heart?
I'll sing with you.
Okay, awesome. Maybe there will be some other people who step up in a little bit, but I'm gonna start it off. Let's see, I'm gonna do Wase. I'm gonna sing about if it's lightning, which it should be maybe next month. Maybe we'll get into spring, summer weather and it won't be snowing anymore. So here we go. This is my attempt at singing. Wase, Wasase, 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 Nungum, W-A-A-S-E-S-E, Wase, Nungum, Wasase, Nungum. So that was mine. Messed it up a little. Wawatiki, go ahead.
I'm just gonna stick with Zoogipon.
Go ahead.
Zoogipon, 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 Nongum. Z-O-O-G-I-P-O-N, Zoogipon, Nongum.
Woohoo, give me what you get. Good job. Does anyone else want to try?
I'll go.
Oh, me, Coach Debbie.
Give me one, give me one, give me one, Nungum. G-I-M-I-W-A-N, give me one, Nungum.
Good job, Gimanochige. That was great. You have a great singing voice. Love it. Does anyone else want to try?
I've heard of another version instead of saying Nungum, but to say Agua Jing.
Oh, try it.
Nuden, 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 Agua Jing. Noodin, Nudin, Aquajing.
Woohoo! I like that. I really like that one too. Switching up a little and using different vocabulary, different words. Miigwech, that was great. Does anyone else want to try before we move on? You don't have to. That's okay. That was pretty good. I didn't expect so many people to volunteer. Usually I'm pulling teeth trying to get people to volunteer. Nonetheless, sing. Good job, guys. Miigwech. Okay, so it's almost 10 o'clock. We're going to take a little break, but this here is a Quizlet that I made. I'm gonna copy it and put it into chat. So we're gonna take a like 10-minute break, come back at 9:57. But within that 10 minutes, you can use this Quizlet to quiz yourself. Oh, yeah. Let's do it, Jenna, since we're still on songs.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Okay, here it goes. Nishabak kujing nagwa, kujing nagwa, kujing nagwa. Nishabak kujing nagwa, nish ajabak. And then we say it in English, but then the kids say it in Ojibwe to answer the weather song.
I love it. That is great. Miigwech. You create that yourself, Janet?
Along with our elementary teacher that does elementary in Ojibwe.
That's awesome. Miigwech for sharing. Yeah, if you have like the lyrics, you could write it out. I think there's quite a few educators in this group right now, so I love when we share resources. Amazing. Miigwech.
Welcome.
Okay, yes. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. If you're sitting on your computers or you go to the bathroom and then you have some extra time, you can practice this Quizlet. I will say that when you answer it, it's asking you to translate into English and you have to write "it is." So if it comes up Ozawa to translate, you have to put "it is yellow." You can't just put yellow. I didn't pay for the premium, guys. Sorry, I didn't have enough time to pay for the premium. That gives you multiple answers or multiple choices. So you have to write "it is," but it's a great way to remember our focus list and to practice because all these conjugations and stuff we're going to do after the break is great to learn, but it's not so great when you don't have that base vocabulary. So that's in the Quizlet right now. Yeah, we'll come back we'll just round it out at 10 for now. So see you in 10 minutes. Miigwech. We'll give it another minute or so. Maybe just give me like a thumbs up if you're there. My son has a hockey tournament today. So they're like asking about skate, I'm getting texts about skate sharpenings and jerseys. Don't bother me right now. Bother me in about an hour and a half. Nice to see you, Dana.
Bonjour.
Ooh. I really should have just like blocked my boyfriend this morning. I completely just blocked him because he's just blowing up my phone. I'm ignoring. Okay, so we'll don't know how to give the thumbs up. I think there's, if you go to the bottom of your screen, there's a reactions, I think is what it's called. And you can pick different emojis to put up. But at least I know you're here, Debbie. Okay, so we're gonna keep on going and get into a little bit more verby stuff, all that verb stuff that seems technical, but it's really not. And I've tried to present it in a few different ways so we can try to wrap our heads around it, because it took me a while to wrap my head around. And it took me quite a bit of practice to understand how to do it. So we'll get going. Okay, so using that focus list from before, we could say that, you know, Miss Qua, it is red. But there's lots of cars. How can we say they are red? I picked out a red car picture and I didn't see that one little white car in the middle. I'm just seeing it now. Oh, how would we say they are red? We don't know yet. Also here, if we want, we could say binad, it is clean, but how do we say it is not dirty? How do we say that? So that's how we're going forward with conjugations and learning to take our focus words and building onto them just a little bit to give us some more vocabulary. So this is from Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa's presentation. And I have seen this quite a few times and she just sets it up perfectly for everyone to understand. And it's all on one sheet and is beautiful. So we'll go through this now. So if we wanted to say, we always check the verb first. So misqua, and we always look at the ending. So misqua ends in A, agasin ends in N, misqua magad, and I'll go through that in a second, ends in a D. So we're always looking at the ending on the verbs in order to conjugate them. So that's the first thing, is always look at the ending. So for misqua, we already know that one, it is red. It is singular, it is positive. So we would take this misqua and put it here. We don't do anything to it. We leave it be. It is singular and positive. It's good to go. Misqua, sentence to itself. Now, if we wanted to say they are red, like those pictures of all those red cars, we have to pluralize it. So what we're going to do is take the stem, the misqua, the whole word, and we're going to put it down here into this plural. So misqua one, they are red. Misqua one, they are red. So it's still positive. We're saying something that it is, but we're making it plural. If we wanted to say singular negative, we have to do something a little bit different with it. So we're again taking that stem, the misqua, putting it over here, gawin misqua sinun. So you're just taking this whole word and plopping it in here, and don't forget to say the gawin misqua sinun, singular negative. It, that one thing, whatever we're talking about, it is not red. Gawin miskwa sinun. Now, if we wanted to go one step further and say plural and negative, they are not read. Gawin miskwa sinunin. So you'll see that this keeps the same. This one just adds the one at the end. This one adds the sinun, and this is sinunin. And those are the 4 ways that we can conjugate the A form very simply with a vowel verb that ends in a vowel. Now, if we wanted to do a verb that ends in an N, like agasin, it is small. Singular, positive, you leave it be, agasin. We wanted to make it plural, agasinun, agasinun, there we go. It's plural, still positive. They are small. They are small. Now, again, if we wanted to make it negative and singular, something is one object is not small. Gawin agasin zinun. Now, there's a very little difference from the sinun up here to the zinun down here. And it just makes it so it flows a little better. When you put the N here with the zinun, it makes that nasally like n's sound. I don't know if you got that through Zoom, the n's sound, and it just makes it flow a little bit easier. So gawin agasinun. And then again with the plural and the negative, gawin agasinun. There we go. And then we go over down here for verbs that end in D, and Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa has miskwa magad. And you probably noticed the miskwa, which is it is red, but this magad, I think, is an emphasizer. Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa. Is that the right word for it?
That's one way to use it, yeah.
Yeah, it's one way to use it is red. And it's an emphasizer, and it just makes it like we are really pointing out that whatever we're talking about is red. Am I correct in saying that? Yeah, okay. Miigwech. And it's a very good way to practice this verbs that end in D, because I don't think there's very many of them. So we end up using this magad a bit just for this conjugation part. So if we wanted to say this object is really red, singular, positive, miskwa magad. We wanted to say those cars, if they were a really pretty red and multiple cars, like that picture we've seen before, miskwa magadun. If we wanted to say singular negative, it is not very red, gawin miskwa magasinun. And this little, it has a little asterisk here, because when verbs end in D, you want to drop the D off the end, because it would make it miskwa magad sinun, and it doesn't flow as well. Not necessarily would it be wrong or a speaker wouldn't understand you. It just flows a little bit better. And I always say in these kinds of things where you're dropping endings, when you go to say the word, sometimes it just happens, and that's why it's dropped, because it makes the word sound better when you say it. So remembering to drop that D, gawin miskwa magasinun. Or if we want to say they are not red, emphasize gawin miskwa magasinunin. So those are all of our conjugations. And I really like this form. I have it printed off probably multiple times. I think it's posted by my desk at home in multiple books. And these are the conjugations that we're working on today. And I'm going to show you some different ways that we can practice this. Sometimes I need to write things out or do things in a different way, just so it like goes into my brain a little bit more, because looking at this, now that I have learned it, it totally makes sense. But when I'm first learning it, it may be a little bit confusing and you might need some more practice. So I made a different version of the same thing. So right here, oh, where's my mouse? Oopsies. I'm going to go back to this, and I hope this isn't too small for you guys. Maybe I'll zoom a little bit. Okay, we can do this. Okay. So Wabishka, it is white. So you'll see that singular, it's a flow chart. So we have singular here, plural here, and then there's a positive, and then there's a negative too. So if we're going to start off over here with the inanimate intransitive verb, like it is white. So that's what we're going to start off with. Singular, plural. We want to say this one single thing is white. I have this idea of dragging it up like this. We do nothing. It's good to go. Wabishka, singular, positive. Wabishka, it is white. We leave it be. But if we wanted to get into some more different stuff, if we think it's plural, we're describing a whole bunch of feathers and they're all white and we want it to be plural. So we bring it down here. Does Wabishka end in a vowel, an N, or a D? It ends in a vowel. So we're going to take this and slide it down here and we would go Wabishka 1. If we wanted to keep it singular but negative, if we want to say it is not white, then we either put it into the vowel N or the D. It ends in a vowel. So gawin, let's see if I can do this. Make this smaller. Maybe. It's gonna go there anyways. So gawin, wabishka, sunun. So we plop it into this little flow chart here. We know it's singular and negative. It is not white. Gawin, wabishka, sunun. Now we're talking about those feathers again, and maybe they're eagle feathers and they're not white. All those feathers are not white. So we're going to do the same thing. Take this wabishka, ends in a vowel, gawin, wabishka, sununin. They are not white. Gawin, wabishka, sununin. So I'm going to take this. Can someone tell me a verb from our focus list? So either a color or describing an inanimate object from our focus list before, one that kind of sticks out. You can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat. Which one should we conjugate next? Perfect. Gasen. It is small. So let's go through that. So I'm going to put it here. It is small, so we remember. Alrighty, so we're going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to present this one. There we go. So I'm going to maybe call out on some people. So how, let's see. Jess, since you picked it, you can say it first. How do we say singular and positive?
Agasin.
Yeah, gasen. Do nothing to it, good to go. It is small. Miigwech. If I wanted to say they are small, they are small. Dana, do you want to try?
Would it be Agasin 1?
So that one is with a vowel ending. Try the one below it.
Yep, sorry. Yep, I'm seeing that now. Agasinun.
There we go. Perfect. Miigwech. Does someone want to volunteer to do singular negative? If we wanted to say it is not small. It is not small. How do we do that? Debbie? Oh, you're clapping.
No, I was waving my hand.
Oh, perfect. Go ahead. It is not small.
Gawin Agasin's noon.
Perfect. Miigwech. And I totally could tell that you used the Z instead of the S. I could totally hear that. And then the hardest one, they are not small. They are not small. How would we do that one? Anyone can unmute themselves and try. They are not small. So plural and negative.
Meet them.
Sure.
Gawin agasas. Oh my gosh, wait. Gawin agasas nunin.
Miigwech. Perfect. So you can see how this flow chart in my brain, it just helps me a little bit more because it tells me exactly where to go and exactly what to do. In my brain, it just works a little bit better. I will share this presentation with you later, and I have a printout of this as well. So you can use Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa or this flow chart, whatever helps you learn this stuff better. Let's do let's do one more. We can do that. Let's use, I don't think we did the D's. Misquamacut. Did I spell that right? Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa? Misquamacut. 2 A's. No. One.
1A.
Okay.
Thought you were looking at the other A.
Misquamacut. It is red, and it's like an emphasizer, but we're just going to keep that. It is red with a D ending. So there we go. So I'll do the singular positive, Misquamacut. Do nothing to it, good to go. It is red. Sentence to itself, all done. How would I say it is not red? You can unmute or you can type. It is not red.
Meet them.
Yeah, wait,
Or, oh, was somebody gonna go?
go ahead.
Gawi misquamagasanun. Gawi misquamagasanun.
Is that what I asked for? Yeah. Miigwech.
I
I went out of like my head order. All good. Miigwech. And then how do we say they are red? Plural. They are red.
Gawin misquamagad zanunin.
Yeah, miigwech. That's perfect. So I think you guys have got it a little bit. We're going to try one more type of practice. And I'm going to do something that I've never done before. So we'll see how this goes. So these are word parts, and actually we have a printable version of this. And you can make little magnets and put this together yourself. This is really good if you're a hands-on learner. So I'm going to see. Only people added can open this link. Okay. Copy link. I'm going to send this. I'm going to open up here. And I'm going to ask for a volunteer. And I'm going to send you the link, and you should be able to move these word parts around yourself. Does anyone want to try to make a sentence with these word parts? Dana, would you like to try?
Sure, I'll try.
Try. We will try. That is the key word there. So
Sounds good.
I'm going to send you something in the chat right now. See if you can open it.
Okay.
And you should have access to it all.
It says unauthorized error 401.
Okay, let's try this. Get out of here. Oh, I thought you'd pop up. I don't think it's gonna work. I had this great idea because I always see people, I can do it for you, but it's just not quite the same.
And change it to anybody with the link and then she should be able to get in.
Anyone on the internet with this link can view. That's the one I sent her.
Maybe somebody else can try it. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, it says error.
Anyone with the link. Oh, let's try editor.
Yeah, they need to be able
Anyone with the link can edit. Let's try one more time, Dana.
Okay.
Okay, we'll try that.
Okay.
Did it work?
Yeah, I just got to grab my mouse.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Interactive.
Hey, bear with me though, because this is taking me
Yeah,
a while
no
to like,
worries.
understand.
No worries at all.
Okay. Where do I go?
Yep,
Where am I going?
come down to the same page that I'm on, and we should be able to edit it and move things around together.
Okay, I'm in there now.
You're
I
in
just
there?
can't- Yeah.
Can you try moving one and see if it works?
It highlights, but it's not allowing me to. Can you see what I'm doing? No, hey.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't allow me to move it. It just highlights it. Oh, now it let me
Oh,
move one
look.
just down a little bit.
I think you can't be like presenting it at the same time. There you go.
Oh, you moved it. Did you move it or did I
I
move
moved
it?
it.
Okay,
I
yeah,
seen
it's
you
not-
move it though.
Did you? Yeah, I tried moving one Binod, but it moved a little bit, but the other one's it's just highlighting. It won't let me move it.
Oh, man. Okay, well, we tried. I'll keep you on though. You can exit out and I'll move them around for you. So we're gonna make a sentence together.
Yikes.
So how would we say they are yellow?
They are yellow. I gotta find the word, sorry.
Yeah, nope. Well, we got time.
Okay. Ozawa one. Ozawa one.
Ah, see, it won't even let me. Ozawa one. Perfect. So Dana made they are yellow. Perfect. I know Debbie is out there. Debbie, do you want to try to, we'll try to make a sentence?
For sure.
Do you want to make one yourself or do you want me to
Yeah.
give you something to translate? Okay, tell me what to move for you.
Okay. I will say Gawin Zugipan.
Okay, Gawin Zogipon. And we'll leave it up to the group. What is Debbie saying in this sentence?
It is not snowing.
Yep, it is not snowing. Me gwitch. And I actually asked Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa yesterday because I was finishing up my presentation. I was like trying to think. I always think of, I don't want to say it sounds so negative, but what could go wrong? Or what are people going to ask me that I don't know the answer to? So I was like, can you I thought I knew the answer, but I was like, can you pluralize weather? Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa like, no, you cannot, which I thought, but you never know. I don't know everything with the language. So it would always be Gawin Zogipun. Oh, Gawin Zogipun. You know what? We're missing something. What kind of ending are we missing, Debbie? Or did you say it and I missed it?
Zugipanon.
Not quite. That one is to make it plural. So
Don't
we
tell
want
me.
a negative ending.
Right. Don't tell me. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay.
Zugipon Sanunin.
Very close. Take off the in at the end.
Oh. Gawin Zugipanan Zunin.
So gipun zanun.
Zanun. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So all these, the sanoon, zanoon, zanoonin, and sanoonin, those are all the negative endings. The ones with the in at the end, the zanoonin and sanoonin, those ones are plural negative. So we would just put gawin, zogipun, zanoon for a singular negative.
We just talked about how you can't pluralize it. Of course. Sorry.
Make which. Thank you so much. Does anyone else want to try? You have to, at this point, I have to unmute yourself and let me know because I am not looking at people right now. Does anyone else want to try?
Need them.
Sure. Tell me what to move around.
I'll do wabish or be nut. Be nut. It is clean.
Okay.
Be nut. It is clean. And then we'll add gawin.
Okay.
Gawin be nut. And then to negate this, we'll drop the D. Or like first actually be nut.
Yep.
We'll take the sanoon ending with the S. And then we'll drop the D when we're pronouncing. Gawin bina sanoon. It is not clean. Gawin bina sanoon. And then to plural form that. Gawin bina sanoonin. They are not clean.
Perfect. I love you walk through that. And I'm trying to cover up the D at the end a little bit.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
There we go.
Gawin bina sanoonin.
Gawin bina sanoonin. So they are not clean. Yeah?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, English.
So actually I'm gonna show you. I put it somewhere in my notes. I'm gonna show you where you can print. Here we go. Open link. So I'm going to show you where you can find these printouts. So actually, I'll show you exactly where they are. So if you're on our website, wehampoojibwe.ca, you go to resources for learners. And then you go over to this PD tab. I will say that we are changing our website pretty soon. A lot of it will be similar and in similar places, but we're just making it more user-friendly and easier to find. And when I say we are making it more user-friendly, I mean Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa is making it more user-friendly. But this PD page, which will be on like the new version of the website as well, is filled with all of our monthly PDs, different online PDs we had during COVID, just a whole bunch of stuff that we have collected over time, some with some fluent speakers and different strategies. But if you go here to this online one, Anishinaabe part 1, this is VIIs here. And this is what I was saying when I said that I learned from Negation. And I've heard this, been taught this lesson many, many times. This is all her stuff here. So this is the presentation that I took that first noun chart from. And then she has all these other things, and these are all editable. So if someone in this Zoom session right now is from a different area where you have different words or different endings or just any differences in general, you can come here and download this and you can actually type and change it. So all of our resources are free. We encourage you to use them. We encourage you to change them if you need. So that's always an option for all of our resources to you guys. But here right here is where I got this idea from. So there's a smart notebook conjugation piece activity. So this, I won't do it right now, but it opens up smart notebook, and you can go in there and you can use it on a smart board or on a computer, and you can more easily drag things around in class or if you're just practicing. But you can also download these conjugation pieces here. Oh, I didn't open up a word, but these ones are all just these conjugation pieces, and you cut them out and you can make your own magnets. You can laminate them and just practice making different sentences. As I said before, I'm a really hands-on learner. So when I first started out with VIIs a few years ago, I really loved these. I laminated a whole bunch and I would play around and make different sentences, and it just really worked for my learning style. So I really like these. But in here, there's a lot more stuff that she does, these A-form conjugations. So this is a word one. So if you are more into practicing verbs and stuff by writing or typing, you can download this one and you can literally type into it and make all your own verb conjugations if you want. Yeah, she has lots here, and this presentation is a really good presentation. I am not doing her whole presentation justice, I swear. I'm just focusing on the stuff that I know I can't mess up that much. So I really, I'm gonna copy and paste this to you guys right now, so you have access to it. So there's that. That's the VII stuff from Negation-Naawaa. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. I'm way back here.
Is it possible to go back to your verb flow just so I can grab a screen grab?
For sure. Let me open it up. There you go.
Thank you, my gosh.
You're welcome.
I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So there's this. Now we're going to do a challenge, and I'm going to make, there's not very many of us right now. I'm going to make some breakout rooms. How many of us is there? Let's see. What, there's about 12 of us in here right now? Yeah. Maybe 3 breakout rooms. What's going to happen is I'm going to show you a picture, and you're going to go into your breakout rooms, and you're going to see how many sentences you can come up to describe the picture, and using everything that we have been taught so far. So if a picture of a table comes up, you can say, you know, it is strong, it is white, but you can also say stuff like, it is not red, it is clean, it is not dirty. You can use our negations to make up sentences as well. So the point of this is to use what you've learned and see how many sentences you can create with your team, if that makes sense. Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa, can you, I can't see anyone right now. Can you tell me if this challenge makes sense to you? Did I explain it right?
Makes sense, yeah. Maybe
Okay.
somebody in each group could be like responsible for writing them out or counting them out at least so you keep track.
Yeah, that would be great. So someone assign like a writer. I'm just kind of putting you in here randomly. I'm almost there, guys. Okay, I think we are good to go. So yeah, give someone be the lead writer, so you have all your sentences, and try to come up with as many as you can. We're going to give you 2 minutes. It's going to be a really, really fast one. The breakout rooms are going to close after the 2 minutes, and I'm going to show you the picture right now. So this is, I will give you a hint. This one is singular. So take a good look at this picture, screenshot if you want to. I'm going to open all rooms and you'll have 15 seconds and it will bring you to your room. Good luck.
I have trouble getting my sound to work. Oh, okay, so let's make some sentences. I can write for you if you like.
Sure, that would be great. You know what, it's kind of hard to refer back to what we did because I don't have it in front of me. I wish I could have printed the slide PowerPoint or whatever, but anyways, okay. I can't remember everything that we just said. That's all.
Wabishka?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yep, that's one. Another one. So they're all singular.
Gawin ga or ga ka ka sinun.
Gawin ga ka ka sinun. I assume it's just having it out here.
We created. So Dana was in group 1. Do you want to try to read yours out or tell us how many you got? You're on mute.
So I just have Wabishka, Binad, Agasin, Ozawa, Wakewan, Gawin Musqua, Sinun. And then the time was up.
Yeah, that was quick. I thought 2 minutes would be enough, but we'll give it a little bit more time. So you got 5, 6? 6.
Yeah, Ningo Dasa.
Miigwech, perfect. So those were the ones that she came up with, and she did it really in a good way as she went through all the positives and listed everything true about that picture. And then she started on her gawins, on her negatives. That's how she came up with 6. Room number 2, do you want to tell us how many you got? Niche? Room niche?
Jessica, do you want to count how many?
Was that us? I don't know.
Yeah.
Which room. Okay. Okay, so we got B-net. It is clean. I wrote it in the chat. Wapishka, it is white. Gawin Ozawa Sanoon, it is not yellow. Agasin, it is small. Gawin Machasanoon, it is not big.
Miigwech.
5.
5. Dana's in the lead so far. If anyone knows Dana, she's a little competitive. We're winning. Room 3, Nisway. Room Nisway, how many did you get?
I only got 2. but I think that's because my Zoom was acting up and we couldn't communicate very well. So
We'll blame it on technology.
yeah, our time got really limited. So we had Wabishka and Gawin Gakaka Sunun.
It is not square. Both are very true. Good job. So we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna show you one more picture. And this time I'm going to give us a little bit more time. I'm actually going to give us double the amount of time, because by the time everybody gets in there and gets going, and I want to hear lots of sentences, lots of true things, lots of gawins. So I'm going to breakout room challenge 2. That is your picture, and notice that there's 3 of them. Ooh. What's going on? I can't see my thing. Okay. So we're gonna do it one more time. Should we keep the same rooms or change them up?
Bushkegin.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, ready? We saw the strawberries, Odayaminan.
I didn't see anything pop up.
Oh, you didn't see anything pop up? Weird. Oh, I think I stopped screen sharing. Okay, one second. I like to think of myself as tech savvy, but when I'm in these Zoom things, I am not tech savvy. So can everyone see that picture now? Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty, so we're gonna do it again. We have 4 minutes, as many sentences as we can. Ready, set, go.
Agasanun. Agasanun. Miskwa 1. Hello.
I'm trying really hard not to like just type. That's not fair. So whatever you guys come up with, I will type in the chat.
Hello. Oh, sorry, my mic was on. I thought I was talking this whole time. I had Miss Squall 1. They are red.
Yep, got that one.
And then Aga Sinun.
Yep.
They're small. Gawin.
Oh, just you have to pluralize that one. Gosinonin.
Oh, Gosinonin. Yes, they are small. Not just it is small. Gawin Ozawan. Oh no, Ozawa Sinonin. They are not yellow.
What about they're small, they're red. Green. You could type to Tina if your mic's not working. throw in the chat, Ken.
Gawin, gakaka, sinunin.
Or so, oops. I forgot to parallelize that.
But easier, but because I'm learning it's tricky.
For sure. I think there's just a lot of like little pieces that go together to make it all work. And it's just practice putting them together, right? So we'll start with group 3 this time. How many did you guys write out this way? Room this way.
We're having some technical difficulties again. But we got 5 this time. So we had Akasanun, Mesquawan, Gawin Ozawa Sanunin, Gawin Kakakasanunin, and Mesquamagadun.
Perfect. Miigwech. So 5 so far. Room niche. Jessica, your niche.
Yeah, so we got 8.
Ooh.
Misquawan, they are red. Beanatun, they are clean. Agasanun, they are small. Gawi Machasanunin, they are not big. Gawin Gakasanunin, they are not square. Gawin Winasanonin, they are not dirty. Gawin Apitineguasanunin, they are not heavy. Gawin Makate Ozawasanunin, they are not brown.
Awesome. Miigwech. Those are great sentences that you came up with in a few minutes.
They did really good. I didn't want to answer. Those were their answers, so I just put right there.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, that's
Love
great.
it. Okay, and then Dana and Rebecca were in room basic. And how many did you guys get there, Dana?
Well, I think we got more than I have written down, but I was really slow at writing it down. So we have Misqua, it is red. Agasin, it is small. Wa K1, it is weak. Binat, it is clean. Gawin, Apitiwin, sorry, Apitinwad, Apitin, Newa, Zinun, Nin.
Yep.
Yeah, it is not heavy. It is not heavy, sorry. And that's kind of all I have written down. I know we had said more, but I was kind of like having a hard time focusing when we were doing it, so.
Perfect. No, that's great. And I think this activity, I just wanted to show you that throughout this little tiny learning session, like we just came up with, between the 3 groups of us, came up with, 15, 20 Anishinaabe sentences off kind of the top of our heads, looking at a few pages, but that's stuff that we can more easily learn, especially in the VII stage. So that's awesome. Miigwech. We're going to move on to our final one, and it's Kahoot. So if you have your phone or another's iPad or something with you, I'll give you a minute or 2 to grab that and get it going.
So just to clarify, I probably should sit this one out, right? Because okay, I'll sit this one out.
I'm not going to tell you no, but I think you answered for yourself there, Jess.
Just answer like real slow after everyone else has answered.
It's hard not to play Kahoot when it's like right there in front of you, right? So if you go to, just type into your phone browser, kahoot.it, and you need to be able to see my shared screen while you're doing this. That's why I say to put it on your phone. So I'm going to open it up. And hopefully it works like I want it to. Okay. Close all this stuff out.
So
Okay.
did you provide a pin and I missed it?
Nope, I'm providing it right now. Can you see my
Okay.
screen?
No,
Oh.
I just see your beautiful face.
I don't think you're sharing, Darcy.
Why is it doing that to me? Okay, sorry, 1 second. I'm coming. Zoom. Zoom. Here we go. Sorry guys. You can hear the music. There we go. So there's the game pin at the top. And remember, it's kahoot.it, simply to type into your phone. I think you can do it on like 2 screens or like 2 browsers, but it's a little bit more difficult to answer. There's Dana. Whenever I do tell you a really quick little story while everyone's logging into Kahoot, we have a Facebook group chat with our coworkers, and we try to use our Anishinaabe names as much as possible. So in our group chat, mine is Mushkini-Wasageg. I think it was Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa who was, or Wawatekishiguk, I can't remember. One of them put in Mushkine and it auto-corrected to moonshine. So that is my nickname, my second nickname, Moonshine. And now whenever I do Kahoots, I have to use Moonshine. So that's where, and then we were doing at 7 Gens, we had like a big Kahoot session and I won. Like our big giant boss, Brent Tukane, like, who's Moonshine? Who is this winner? Like, who the heck is Moonshine? I'm like, that's me. But I have to use it wherever I go. And whoever wins first place in this Kahoot will win, I can't remember if we said gift card or books, you'll win something. So as long, if you do win, if you do get first place, let us know your email or your address, or contact me or Ninanda-gikendaanaawaa, just so we can get the prize to you or sent to you. I'm not sure where everyone's from today, but make sure to contact us if you win. Is that going to be about it? Well, those are good odds to win. Oh, there's another one. Those are pretty good odds to win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. We lost a person. Okay, I think we're going to start. Unless anyone has any objections. Is anyone having problems getting in or is trying to get in right now? No? Okay. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. And I made this Kahoot last night, so hopefully it makes sense. I went through it today. I hope it makes sense. Okay. Put on your game faces. I'm going to press the start button. So remember, you have to press it on your screen. So translate, it is yellow. And you have to press it on your phone or whatever you're logged in on. I know someone one time was trying to press on my screen, like the shared screen. It doesn't work like that. You have to go on the other one to do it. And the faster you select an answer, the faster or the more points you get as well. Little trick. Here we go. There's the little leaderboard. True or false? So we're looking at this picture in the middle. Akakawan. Is it true or false? Pretty good. Ooh, some moving around. Translate. Mesqua one. Mesqua one. Split. That one was a little bit tricky because the picture is a singular red ball, but if you actually look at the translation, it is they are red, plural. Ooh, Kels is holding in. So we're looking at the picture, binad. Is it true or false? Binad. Ooh. Go. Debbie's moving up. So this is puzzle. You gotta swipe the things into the right order to make the sentence, they are not white. So how do we make that? So you're gonna move it around on your phone. They are not white. Plural, negative. I gave you guys a little bit of time for this one. Gawin, wabashka, sununin. That N at the end makes it plural, and you need the gawin at the front to make it negative. They are not white. Gawin, wabashka, sununin. Ooh, Debbie. Gotta type in your answer for this one. Asin. Debbie's holding on. Louise has a streak. Gawin, Zogi Pun Zanun. Gawin, Zogi Pun. Ooh, good job, everybody. It's fast. Holding places. True or false? Ozawa. Looking at the picture, is it true or false? Ozawa. It is true. Ozawa is yellow or orange.
Trick me.
Translate, Gawin, Ozawa, Sununin. Ooh, that was fast, and everyone got that one right away. Good job. Give me notes, okay? These are the finals. Kels in third place. Debbie in second place. And first, 8 out of 9. Whoa. Louise. Congratulations. So Louise, reach out to one of us.
It was those darn tricky ones.
It was a little.
The red ball, and there's, you know, you're using it as a multiple.
Yeah,
that was fun.
And then the yellow and orange, I thought yellow was just yellow.
Oh yes, and you know what? one is on me as well, because I don't think I mentioned that. It's just in my head, easy to say yellow, but it's like the shades of yellow, right?
Oh, okay.
All the shades of yellow and orange. Mhm.
Congrats, Louise.
Yeah, congratulations, Louise.
Miigwech.
Make sure you reach out to us. Good job. We're done a little bit early. That's the end of my presentation. If anyone has any questions or has anything to say, now is the time to share. Or if you have any ideas or comments or concerns.
I just want to say miigwech, ladies. As always, it was fun. I love the interactive part, the group sessions, the breakouts, the cahoots. That's how I learn. So much appreciated. Thank you again, miigwech.
Miigwech for coming, Dana, and thanks for your participation. It's always kind of hard when no one wants to participate, and I have been to presentations and presented where there's like no one speaking, and it makes for a really long presentation, right? So I appreciate everybody who interacted with us and even typed in the chat. I know there were some people without mics, and all of that really helps, and I really appreciate you coming. I hope you learned something or something was refreshed within you. These kinds of sessions are always good with that. Yeah, we're done half an hour early. I didn't know how much time. I think if we had a little bit more people, it would have been a little bit longer, but that's okay.
I think sometimes when it's not as many people, it can be better. Just it's a little bit more intimate, and I found this is really helpful. I like doing the practicing, breaking out in small groups, and yeah, thank you for today.
Miigwech, Kelsey, thank you for coming very much. I agree about the small groups. I like the small. I mean, I do like to brag sometimes about our big PDs, and there's like 200 people. Like it sounds good, but this is much better and not as intimidating.
Miigwech on you, Darcy.
Miigwech, Debbie. We're going to take this recording and post it online as well with the slide, I believe.
As always,